Nope, that's not gonna work. Fuck, I need a little mini damn motherfucker. Percy from Wellspring Acres. We are just beginning the build on our HM130MAX mill. This is a big step for our little farm, and it'll help us work on developing the things we want to do around here and make sure that we are achieving our goals. So you can see behind me here, I've got all the components laid out and ready to start building construction.
Before getting too far into the assembly, I wanted to get the mill head lowered down safely and start clearing out the remaining parts from the shipping package. This included several of the frame and rail components. So this was a good time to slow down, make sure everything was accounted for before the build really got moving. One thing I'd recommend with a project like this is giving yourself a proper work area. You want a flat surface, lots of room around the mill, and enough space to lay the parts out where you can actually see what you have. It might feel like you're not making much progress at this stage, but getting organized early saves a lot of frustration later. A clean, open workspace makes the build safer, easier, and a lot smoother once the assembly starts. We decided to buy this mill because we've already had quite a bit of lumber milled for projects on the property. We've had logs milled off-site and also had a portable mill brought in for about a week to cut about 5,000 board feet of dimensional lumber. Plus, we took about 110 logs and had them milled to work on a small cabin we built here on the acreage. With more building, landscaping, and farm projects coming up, and with usable logs from our 20 acres and logs from our nearby neighbors, it just made sense. Having our own mill gives us flexibility, lets us use materials we already have, and we even help create projects that bring in some extra income for the farm. I had the rails sitting on a single piece of 2x lumber. That seemed fine at first, but I quickly realized there wasn't enough room underneath to get my hands and tools in to bolt everything together. If I was doing this again, I'd use at least two 2x4 or 2x6, or even stack a few boards higher. The key is make sure they're all the same thickness, because you'll need several supports along the full length of the track. Keeping everything level and giving yourself enough working space underneath makes the assembly a lot easier. A speed square is really helpful when you're first lining up the bunks. At this stage, don't fully tighten everything down. Just snug the bolts enough to hold things in place. You'll be making a lot of small adjustments before the base is finished, so keeping things slightly adjustable makes the whole process easier. I know there are a lot of people watching who have more sawmill experience than I do, so I'd like to hear from you. What's your best tip for building or setting up a mill? Or what's the best thing you ever made with your own milled lumber? Drop it in the comments. Your advice might help me or someone else watching. And don't forget to hit the like if you're enjoying the build so far. This was the point in the build where I realized a second set of hands would make a big difference. My son dropped in to give me a hand, and honestly, he was a huge help. Some of these parts are awkward to hold, line up, and bolt together at the same time. You can try to do it all yourself, but there are moments where asking for help just makes the job go a lot safer. It was also a nice part of the build for me. Anytime you can work with something like this with family, it makes the project feel a little more meaningful. He's a great kid, and having him here made this part of the job go a lot better.
The mill is getting closer. Got the mounted brackets on it. It's standing in its position that it will be sitting on the railing. I just finished mounting the water tank, or the lubrication tank. It's usually soap they use. And she's starting to look pretty good. Over here is the track. So I've got that pretty much assembled. There's some more I need to do, but I've got to move this to the back. It's going to be quite a heavy piece of equipment to move. Not quite sure yet. I'll use the tractor probably. Same with this. Once I get it to another state, I will mount it up on the tractor and move it to the back. I won't get it in place until I have the base built for it. So that's coming in a future video.